He's actually going to teach. Yeah. So, good news. We moved the quiz to Wednesday versus tomorrow. I didn't think too many of you were going to revolt on us. But number 13 was the homework. Is that correct? But I forgot what number. Oh, that's right. It was one or the other, wasn't it? Well, it was do both, but because I had goofed up the thing. So, what kind of questions do we have from either of those pages? So, is SQE 12 and 13? See if you have a question. Go ahead. Which one? Number 5 on 13. You got it. Let's see. So I have 4x squared minus 25 equals 0. Is that the one? All right. So we're missing the x term. So I think on this one, what we can do is I'm going to go ahead and add 25 to both sides. That's going to give me 4x squared is equal to 25. Divide each side by 4. So those cancel. And then I need to take care of the x, the square root. So I'm going to get square root of x squared is x. Plus or minus, don't forget that. Square root of 25 is 5. Square root of 4 is 2. And there's no longer a square root because it's there. Yeah. Did it work out the same answer? Oh, that's beautiful. That might have been a little bit more work, but it'll totally get you there, which is great. I love it. I love it. Anything else off of 12 or 13 you would like to see? Yeah. Number 9 on 13? You got it. So 2x squared minus 5x minus 12 equals 0. It says use the quadratic formula. Okay. So we know this is the quadratic. Yes, I will give it to you on the test where you can sing the song. I know Dan's been practicing.
Yeah, you got stuff in my head.
Yeah, baby. Sorry about that. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to take those values. I'm going to plug it in. So I get x equals negative b, which is just that, plus or minus the square root of negative 5 squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Let's see, that's going to give me 25. That's negative 8. Negative 8 times 12, that would be positive. So 8 times 12, was that 96? Is that right? Okay, if we add those together, that's going to give me 5 plus or minus root 121 over 4. What's the square root of 121? 11. Yeah, it's a perfect square. Oops, there's no longer a square root there. Bless you. So I get x equals, okay, 5 plus 11 is 16. 16 over 4 is 4. There's one answer. 5 minus 11 is negative 6 over 4, which reduces to negative 3 over 2. And there's my two answers, my friends.
You don't seem that energetic today.
Huh?
You don't seem that energetic.
There wasn't sunshine yet. I'm sorry. I'll pipe it up a little bit. All right. Oh, hang on. We have the magic stuff right here. Woo! Yeah, okay. That enough for you? Yeah. Of course, people listening to the video going, what's going on? Yeah. Anything else, excuse me, off the homework you would like to take a look at? Feel comfortable with it? Happy? Content? Okay, if you would, have that out as well as anything else you might be showing me out, and I'll come by and put it in the... Make any corrections on what you do. And again, this is good review for the test that we'll have on Wednesday. Okay, try and solve that problem. put a hint. There's your hint. You got it?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, about 20 seconds left. Okay, so I gave you a hint saying factor x out. So what you do is you look at this and you say, well, I can take an x out of both and get me that, which is then, if I have the x outside, that means x equals 0, and x minus 2 equals 0, so add 2 to both sides, and you get that.
Yeah.
So my friends, if I gave you that problem on a test, what do you need to know about that?
Factor it out.
Yeah, does the hint help you?
Yeah.
Does the hint make it a little bit faster? Because some of you might have used the quadratic formula. Here's the problem. You're missing the c value, and you might not realize c is 0. You might say that c is -2, and that's actually the b value. Okay? Everybody feel comfortable with that? There's going to be a very, very similar problem to that on Wednesday. Got it? Any struggles? All right. Let's try this one. Now, question for you. Is anything squared up there?
No.
No. So solve this like second week of Algebra 1.
Another question.
Yeah.
Didn't you tell us that if there's no x squared, it's just no solution?
If you don't have x squared, you only have one solution. You wouldn't have two. So this will definitely.
Said if there's no a value, there's no solution.
If there's no a value, the quadratic formula won't work. But this is not a quadratic. This is linear. Quadratic is squared. All right, so I have up there, I said no x squared, just solve like normal. So I'm going to subtract 9 from both sides. And yes, I'm going to write the steps because some of you might need all the steps, which is fine. Divide by 3. And there's your answer. I will have a question like that on the quiz on Wednesday. Seem okay? Can I move on? How are you, Josh?
I'm good.
Good. We gonna get those quizzes done that you owe me?
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, we'll just got to remind you.
Um,
It gets to June 5th, it's too late because we're already in summer.
oh. Okay. I had work Friday, that's why.
Oh, that happens. And did you have your homework from last week, the 12:30? Okay, you get them done. Just show them.
Alright, you put some more food, right?
Yes. And you don't have to print them off. You can just copy it down on a sheet of paper.
Okay.
Just let me know what it is. You know, like if it's number 12, put 12 at the top someplace. And... All right, friends, what do we do on this problem? Yeah, but first we must make equal to 0. What you looking for? Can I get you anything? Oh, shoot. Do you need one? And is it good to write, or do you need one? Okay. All right, so I want to make it equal to 0 before I do anything. Now, to make it a little simpler, my friends, can I divide everything by 2?
Yes.
Yeah, it'll make it smaller. Now, it's still the same answer, but I'm going to divide all by 2. And if I do that, it's very possible that it might be able to factor. I think we can factor it. What multiplies to give -6 adds to give -1, right? So -3 and +2. Do you agree with that? -3 times +2 is -6. -3 plus 2 is -1. So being we know this, we can factor it our quicker way because the x squared is just x squared. So I'm just going to go -3 plus 2, set them equal to 0. And yes, I'm adding steps. So add 3, subtract 2, bless you, and we're done. You have the notes that you would need. I would say that'd be definitely an opportunity for you. May I move on? All right. Hey, dressed up like kindergarten, huh? Good. It happens. We moved the quiz or the test to Wednesday rather than tomorrow, which most people are upset about. These guys have been crying for about 20 minutes. And the internet's down, so. Yeah, and the announcements are. So we made up our own announcements. Today is a rainy day. All right. What do you think, friends? Yeah. Cool. So make equal to 0. So I'm going to subtract 30x squared from both sides. So that's -27x squared plus 75. X equals 0. Huh. Ooh. Good eye. Yeah, look at this. If we divide everything by 3, or actually I'm going to do this. Divide by -3. Watch what happens. So I get 9x squared minus 25x equals 0. Factor out x. So this will have an answer of 0. And then I'm going to go 9x minus 25 equals 0. Add 25. Divide by 9. Check to see if 25 over 9 reduces. It doesn't. So my two answers are 0 and 25 over 9. Judy, am I in your way at all? Okay. I should have checked originally. I apologize for my rudeness. May I move on? Good in the hood? All right, number 9, we have x squared plus 11x equals -18. First step, what do you think? Yeah, make it equal to 0. So add 18.
Yeah, you have an A, B, and a C.
I-
You also have a 1A.
It might factor. You're right. All right, so let's see. Let's see if this factors before we jump to quadratic formula. The reason we do that? No, what?
You factor out a 9 and a 2.
So multiplies to get positive 18, adds to get positive 11. And you're saying 9 and 2? Positive 9 and positive 2 multiplied together does give me 18, or positive 9 and positive 2. Oh, cool. So our faster way to factor will work. Plus 9 plus 2? Oh, sweet. It worked. All right, these are equal to 0, so don't just leave it like that. So subtract 9. Subtract 2. Yee-haw. Internet's still down? I don't have one of those little antenna things in my room, so I can't see. If it's a solid blue light, that's the good thing. Question so far? Yeah.
Alright, so when you broke it down to x plus 5 and then x plus 2, where's that from x plus 5, x plus 2?
Oh, good call. So, if I were to FOIL this, x times x is x squared, and then 9x, 2x is 11x. 9 times 2 is 18. So if this is just x squared, we don't necessarily have to jump right to the quadratic formula. And this might be a faster way to factor rather than multiplying the last term times the first term. It won't always happen, but it's something worth checking because that takes a lot less steps, a lot less signs to make an error with the quadratic formula because there's all kinds of signs with the quadratic. All right, can I move on? Let's see. Okay. Try that. Here's your hint. So double see if you can figure out what I'm doing. You got it? Okay. Does everyone agree up to that point?
Would you still be the same answer if you
If you didn't divide by 2?
no, if you moved 2x to the other side?
Oh, if you want, if so, is negative 2x squared plus 2x plus 12? Yes, sir.
So then why didn't you do that since you did
I kind of like having the x squared term being positive. I don't know why. I just preference, not because it's the right math move. It's just preference. Yeah, so if I subtracted those and subtracted those, I get it equal to 0. And Josh, you have a great point. I could have moved one thing, but I chose to move 2. And again, it just really has to do with the x squared being positive. Yeah. I guess I could. You would still have to get it looking like this. But what I'd see here is, look at this. Everything's divisible by 2. And then this becomes a factorable one, I believe. Let's see. Multiply to get negative 6. Add to get negative 1. I'd say negative 3 and positive 2. Negative 3 times 2 is negative 6. Negative 3 plus 2 is negative 1. Plug those exact values in just like that.
Or you can stop there and realize you can just put the sides of the missing.
You could, yeah. So there's my answers there. Yeah. Philip? But if you chose to do the quadratic formula, it's still going to get you the same exact answer. It just might have been extra steps. So here's my problem with the quadratic. I think it's a valuable tool, but unfortunately, errors happen here, errors happen here, errors happen here, errors happen here, errors happen here. There's all kinds of places that goofy errors start taking place. And so it's good, it's a good go-to, but unfortunately there's a lot of errors that can take place. So I'm trying to guide us away from it. Plus, the factoring idea is faster if you start seeing them right away. And if you don't see it right away, like if you look at a problem and you're like, I don't see it right away, I'd go right to the quadratic all day long. But if you see it, it's like, let's try to factor it because it could be faster. All right. Is this one a quadratic? I don't see a squared term. So I guess I could, but I was just going to distribute to get it over. That's a great thought. Could I have divided everything by 2? The answer is yes. But just to stay consistent, but I like if you see it that way, please, by all means, do it that way. I like to get rid of the parentheses, but I like your thought process. So let's see. Yeah. Yeah. That's great. I love that you're seeing that. That's 4x. Those cancel. That gives me -4. Oh, divided by 4. X equals -1. Here, for you, I will do this. So you said, what would happen if I divided everything by 2? So I'd get 3x minus 6 equals x minus 8. Subtract x, subtract x. Add 6, add 6. So is that the way you see it in the blue? Cool. Notice it gets the same answer, which is beautiful. Good, keen eye, my friend. And then the last problem for today, and then I will allow you to work on the assignment. Again, the quiz or the test is moved to Wednesday. It won't be tomorrow. I know most of you are going to cry yourselves to sleep tonight because we don't have the test tomorrow, but it should work. All right, so this is a little bit goofier one. Zero. So I'm going to subtract 72x from both sides. So I get x to the third minus x squared minus 72x equals 0. Factor out x. So this gives me the first answer of x equals 0. Okay? And then, yeah, so let's see. Multiplies to get -72, adds to get -1. What two factors of 72? 9 and 8, good. So let's see, I'd say it's going to be a -9 and a +8. -9 times positive 8 is -72. -9 plus 8 is -1. So this right here is going to factor to x minus 9, x plus 8 is equal to 0. So I get x equals 9, x equals -8. My friends, why are there 3 answers? Yeah, this says 3 answers. And lo and behold, 1, 2, 3. 3 answers. Good in the hood? All right, so my friends, I would like us to do SQE number 14 we're going to do the evens. I just went through and did all the odds. Okay, so if you need a picture of it, come on up and get a picture. Let me freeze this and I can start saving it. Freeze. Disconnect. Save.